So we're going to start by creating the outer package. We're going to use an ad that you might get from your mail or from the inside of a newspaper. Usually you see these ads with a ton of ads tucked in, and then there's an outer one that's just folded in half like this. We're going to take that outer ad and discard of the rest of them. Now, if you don't have an ad like this, then you can use any paper that is the right size, or tape a couple pieces of printer paper together if you need to. It's going to be approximately, and this is almost exactly the correct size as the actual Sterile glove package. So it's going to be about 18.5 inches wide by 11 inches tall. It doesn't have to be exact, but about 18.5 by 11. So you're going to open this ad all the way up. Sometimes the ads will actually start off being just off center. So if you see there's a little bit of space on this ad, we're going to open it up and fold it so that it's actually meeting at the corners. So fold it exactly in half. Once you've got it folded in half, you're going to open it all the way up again. Find that halfway point. Even if you want to mark that halfway point with a pen or a marker, that might help you to see it if it's easy for you to go back to that originally marked center. So if you find the center, maybe put your thumb there so you can see where it's at. And you're going to fold it almost in half, but over top of your thumb, so over that half, because then what you're going to want to do is create a 1-inch flap here. So if you want to measure 1 inch and fold at 1 inch, so don't worry about folding this yet, we're just going to fold a 1-inch flap here. Line it up with the top so it's nice and crisp, line it up with the bottom as well. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly 1 inch, but about 1 inch. Fold it over. We're going to do the same with the other side here. I'm just folding that back. I'm going to fold it over about 1 inch. So now if I have both of these flaps folded over and I know where my center crease is, I am going to fold this each side in half up to that center crease, and then I'm going to just pull it back a little bit so I have, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch, just about 1/4 of an inch of space between them. Once I get that 1/4 inch of space with the center fold directly in the center here, I'm going to go ahead and fold that down on both sides. From there, we just have to create our top and bottom 1-inch folds. So again, if you want to measure your 1-inch fold or just kind of eyeball it, you're going to be folding it downward. And folding up from the bottom, same thing, about 1 inch. Now, if you have all of your flaps folded, you should be able to fold this whole thing in half so that the flaps are in the center, and line up your edges exactly so that when you open it up, again, that center fold is right in the middle. If you'd like from here, you can also fold this up in half, and then you'll have the exact same folds as your Sterile glove package here. So now I'm going to cheat and use the pictures in my Sterile glove package to show you how these gloves are going to be set inside of here. For the gloves, you can use I'm sure that you don't have sterile gloves just laying around, but if you happen to have any disposable gloves, I have some blue nitrile gloves here I'm going to show you. These are just like the ones that you're going to have in your kit, the sterile gloves that you will have that we'll eventually be using in the lab. If you don't have disposable gloves, you could also use winter gloves as long as you're able to fold up the cuff. You could also use rubber gloves, you know, dishwashing gloves, anything that you can find that would be able to fit in this package and that you could fold the cuff upward. So I've opened my package all the way. I'm going to put these gloves in here. I'm just going to open them up so that I can show you how to fold them. So according to these pictures here, my cheat sheet, I'm going to take the right glove and open it so that the thumb is pointing to the right. And I'm going to open the left glove and point the left thumb to the left. So palms up, it would look like this. Now I'm going to take those thumbs and fold them in. So the pinky will be at the center and the thumbs are going to be pointing inward from the outside. And then from there, I'm just going to hold on to that thumb so that it stays in place and fold that cuff up an inch or two, just up to that thumb. Just so that you can still see the thumb. It doesn't matter if these fingers are a little bit crinkled, as long as they fit inside of this square that you have created, this rectangle. So I'm going to center them here. Again, it's going to look like this with the cuffs folded upward. And then I'm going to put my package back together, so fold it in half with these flaps open. Fold the top and bottom flaps closed. Making sure that I can't see the glove in that space there, and folding it in half. And then again, if you'd like, you can fold it in half again. So now you should have a nicely created package that mimics a sterile glove package. And you should be able to practice this at home with these supplies.